At center from Tuguegarao, Cagayan, number 37, Dami Kuntabay. From Pampanga, at guard number 24, Joshua Munzon. And also at guard from Santa Cruz, Manila, number 3, Fran Yu. Head coach for NorthPort is Bonnie Tan. And now here are the starters for the Terrafirma Dyip. From Quezon City, at guard number 19, Paulo Hernandez. Also at guard from Cagayan Valley, number 11, Stanley Pringle. From Mandaue, Cebu, at forward, number 9, CJ Katapusan. Also at forward from Orani, Bataan, number 6, Louis Sangalang.
Thrown into the fire at the start of this game, completing them, Ramos and, of course, Stanley Pringle. Terafirma will take first control of this ball game. Now, Coach AG, you did mention that these...
Let's see if they would want to go to some high percentage shots, maybe go to the post and try to attack. There's another three-point shot right here, but he makes it.
And that is the first field goal of this game, as Kuntapay knocks down a three.
Now, he's got a good touch for a big man, huh? Danny Kuntapay.
That's his calling card. Sangalang. Cross closer, got the defender up in the air.
Well, how about the three of not taking the shot from 15?
Pringle trying to get going. He attacks. Swings it. Katapusan over Tolentino. Knocks down the three.
How about that challenge right there? Even.
And the tall guard in Munzon as well. Now Nelly joins the fray.
Well, you got to remember that Xavier Lucero was part of that lineup.
How about the time? Do you remember the time when Greg Slaughter was with the team?
Right.
So was Troy Reich. Now that was the tall lineup they had then. Now Terrafirma takes the 2-point lead after that Sangalang make. But that goes very quickly as Munzon answers back with a triple.
We are also calling that same kind of a violation on that jumper.
That's a triple for Milicio. Bodies on the floor. It's taken away by Terrafirma. Now a steal by Navarro, and they have numbers on the break. Tolentino back to William, and it's going to be a three-point play opportunity.
And that's really painful. No? That was a great opportunity for Terrafirma to have attacked on a fast break. But because of that cross pass, great anticipation, great.
But the Batang Pier need to find a solution for Terrence Rome. He hasn't gotten going yet, but that's exactly what he wants to do. First touch of the basketball and first bucket for TR.
You know, he's averaging 14 points in the 2 games that he has played. But this is a good start right here. Most of the time, he struggles in the early going of the ball game.
Tolentino, the hedge coming from Sangalang. Now there's the switch. And Arvin sees an opening. The spin, the finish. First 2 points for Tolentino.
The compliment of Kmart Carino.
And a turnover by Zaldivar. The forward pass, Bulanadi. And a pristine pass to the hoop. Batang Pier. And we take a look at some of the highlights of NorthPort. This is what we said. Initially, in the
Still a good decision. Very good decision to attack.
Good decision for Bulanadi to hold back on that pass, because that instead becomes a 4-point shot by Emanelli. It could have been a very risky pass to Tolentino, but the smarts of Bulanadi says, let me go a different way. And now NorthPort is up by 7. 38 seconds remaining in the opener. Tolentino going to Navarro, and suddenly that made open up for William.
You know, that's just a perfect play right there. You know, all the offense, all the defense actually was looking at Arvin Tolentino to be attacking. And now on the other side, kala ni Terrence, he was already wide open until that big shot block.
Bulanadi again. Piso-piso lang, says Alin Bulanadi. The game. They couldn't really get some rhythm, but when they were able to make stops, when they were able to run,
It's all about the defense that they're showing.
Check out the silly. Check out that silly. Oh, Nonay was actually declared.
He was already tempted, and he was tempted to take that shot.
And,
but he just came in.
He was a game time decision entering this contest. Kuntapay's 3, that's his second in the game, and the third assist.
Maybe the shoes is a little bit too big.
You have to be a little bit more specific. Put the ball down
and don't step on the sideline.
Sangalang loves that spin and that fade.
Wow, tough. That is very tough. No help side defender.
Tolentino potting up Paraiso. Goes to Fran Yu. Takes the 3, bottom of the net. NorthPort has been pouring it on here in the second period.
You know,
Dami Kuntapay is tied for the most points for NorthPort with 6. That's how balanced their attack has been. And finally, Kevin Ferrer breaks their silence. Not exactly a swing, but there was some motion from Sangalang, right, in trying to dislodge Kuntapay. I'm asking for your honest opinion, Coach. Do you think that kung may ganung motion, does that merit a heavier penalty than someone who's just tied up and...
Pag may tinamaan.
Okay. Oh, look at that!
Oh,
that's the speed of Tonay we're talking about.
That's why there was early apology on the part of Fran Yu.
Yeah, Coach AG mentioned he did score that against TNT. In the
That was
Commissioner's
against
Cup.
TNT, that's right. Not against San Miguel.
Equally impressive, though. And he's adding 2 more 5 quick points for the speedster. Looks like NorthPort is ready. They put Navarro in the middle. A zone breaker set. And now that's a backbreaker. That 3 from you. It's Onwabere guarding him. Ferrer. He had space, and Ferrer is a dead shot from deep.
You got to start looking for Kevin Ferrer because this man is actually double teaming against Louis Sangalang. So if you put him on the side of Louis, that would give a lot of opportunities for him to be taking those open shots.
Fran. It's Onwabere thinking about it. The spin. Ooh, gets the finish. Nice move.
I think he learned that from Arvin Tolentino, huh? Being teammates.
Pringle shooting over Taha, a former teammate, and Pringle.
Another good stop running opportunity right here.
I mean, as much as Tolentino can score 50 points as he did before, when you get everyone else involved, that's a much scarier team. So far, no one in this ball game has more than 6. Well, now Navarro does as he gets point number 8.
And that's going to be another assist right there coming from Arvin Tolentino on that high-low play.
But Paraiso tried to get it back-to-back 3s. NorthPort on the run. Taha all the way.
Freight train, you know, for Paulo Taha. That is his advantage, actually, when he has the ball. He loves to take it strong, even when he was playing in college.
Yeah, and he's a great role player because whatever you ask of him, he will just dip his head down and go to work. And sometimes he'll give you a big scoring output. Pringle, his 3 no good. Olivario!
Oh, nice!
What a board for Tommy Olivario!
That's great. Timing right there, coming from the weak side. Knew that it was going to be a short shot. Coming from Pringle, that bounce, getting that big offensive rebound in the putback.
44-35. Lead still with NorthPort. Onwabere. Oh, they count the basket. A little bit of, like, a moment of questioning for everyone, but they do count it. Sydney's career in college with Emilio Aguinaldo College, he was their main man. So he's more than capable. And so is Aldrich Ramos, who has been proving himself in the PBA for quite some time now.
Now you talk about that shot. Nice pump fake. Put that ball down. Now that's a veteran move. And actually, if you're the coach of NorthPort, now you'll have to be very happy, you know, with the 6 assists that was given up, that allowed your teammates to actually score as well.
This is
but
what we're talking about.
You're talking about his offense. There it is. Now, first 2 points here in the third quarter, coming from Arvin Tolentino.
How many times have we seen it? A low-scoring first half for Tolentino, and then suddenly he just erupts for a major second half, and that is what he's gearing up for as he scored the first 4 points of Northport here in the third.
So not even 30 seconds here into the third quarter, he has scored the 4. He's got 8 points right now.
And what has been the theme, Coach? Defensive stops and points off turnovers, but that time, a drop step to split the defense, looking to get to the cup. Sanggalang will try from the outside. It's a miss. Katapusan could not get the board. And Ramos was trying to give up a foul. No whistle. 2 points for Monzon.
Oh, wow, what a finish coming from Joshua Monzon. Just going airborne right there for that nice finish, but that was coming from another good stop from Northport.
Yeah, and 7 points in less than 2 minutes of action in the third quarter for the team in red. That's how they've built this 14-point lead. Katapusan, wide open, and makes the defense pay.
He's got a smooth shot, no?
Yeah.
CJ Katapusan, he should not actually be hesitating on taking those 3-point shots.
That's his second 3, and he's the leading scorer of Terrafirma right now with 9 points. The Jeep are not getting points from 2 guys who they usually depend on, and that's Stanley Pringle and Terrence Romeo.
All of these guys really had the kind of speed. How about Francis Arnaiz when he was still playing for Toyota?
That was your generation of PBA. Nonoy hit the brakes. Paraiso, trailer 3. That rims in. And here's Terafirma again, humming. And that noise is becoming louder and louder.
But you know, it was a very good decision on the part of Bart Nonoy not to start looking for his teammates. Good setup right here.
Oh!
Wow!
The chase down by Tolentino with a left hand. Look at
this timing. Great timing right here. Has not hit.
Arvin has been called a big chill because he just makes basketball look too easy. And if you're Terafirma, you got to adjust your passing now. It's becoming too easy for Northport to pick.
No, if it's a little bit too tough, then they call an unoffensive foul.
Ferrer. Oh, he gets it back. Monzon snaking. Oh, a beauty! Sentinelli. Oh, there was. I'm not sure if that exactly was what Monzon was complaining about.
Well, I thought it was a reach in right there. A dead ball that was reviewed.
Oh, that's a known basket. Looked like it was tipped by a Northport player, but they credit the basket to Sanggalang.
You know, I had a photo, no, all in one frame, with 1977 MVP Freddy Ubalde and 79 MVP Atoyko.
Wow.
That's Mon Fernandez, Abid Gedaben, and Manny Victorino. And he was enshrined into the top 50 last night.
Wow. 12 points separating these two teams. Brent running into trouble, out to Ferrer. Kevin getting past the defense and finishing through the foul.
You know, that's something that he has really been doing here. You know, he's been taking 3-point shots, but a lot of opportunities for him to put that ball down and take it strong. Yeah, because Terrafirma is playing zone actually. So those those ball bounces will give them this opportunity for a 3-point shot. Sayang yung mga missed opportunities na hindi makakuha ng rebound ito Terrafirma.
Believe it or not, those are the first, second chance points of Northport in this game. But it ends up a 3-pointer. Pringle, ooh, good defense by Bulanadi. A lot of reps together, and they've blossomed into a team that was able to get the #1 seed in the Commissioner's Cup. Aljon fires away. That's off to the right. I don't think either team has scored here. And that will change as Bulanadi, even if he got clipped by Melesio, still scores.
That's a lot of frustration coming from Aljon after missing the hoop entirely on the other side. He ran down because of this opportunity.
Alin Bulanadi and how he's been used by Northport since he's gotten there. And he's that spurt off the bench. He's the leaker every time And as you see, he's the one who they look for when they try to run. The push shot for Navarro. How about that push shot? Classic.
How about that Bulanadi giving up that leather, no? He knew that there was a better opportunity for William Navarro to be taking the shot, and don't look now. Oh, still plenty of time remaining, though.
And this is now the biggest lead of NorthPort. Hernandez finds the littlest of openings. It was all he needed.
Yeah, flashing from the weak side. That was what they wanted. You've got to move well without the ball, actually. But this is a very good play.
Puntapay helping out Fran. Now it's Arvin looking for three, and he converts. That's the first three-pointer of Tolentino in this game and in the conference.
Well set up right there, coming from your guard. That's Fran Yu looking for his highest player who scores. And this is going to be an assist. Oh, that's going to be a pass. That's going to be another assist for Arvin Tolentino,
which was just perfectly placed. It was Mark Nonoy who was chasing that pass. So the fact that Nonoy could not get to it before Monzon. Here's Pringle. Now it's Ferrer hitting another three.
Great game being played by Kevin Ferrer. He's got 4 3-point shots made. Big minutes here in this ball game. But what about that effort of trying to stop a very talented Arvin Tolentino? Well, you feel the confidence of Terrafirma after being able to make it to the semifinals in the Commissioner's Cup. What a pass! That's going to be a highlight.
Okay, Fran Yu, we see you.
That is a look-away pass right there coming from Fran Yu.
2020 vision for France, spotting that. I think we can categorize it as a bucket pass, shovel pass to William Navarro. For Terafirma, coach, they're going to be going down to 1-2. Started their conference with a win over Terafirma, over Phoenix rather, but then suffered a loss against Meralco and now against NorthPort.
I'm sure they're looking at.
Oh, a jam by Navarro.
They need a big man, and they need the presence of Kmark Carino to be back soonest.
This is only the first of your Saturday doubleheader. We didn't have a game yesterday as we celebrated.
Yes, there was that. That was so much talent. No, Danny S and Danny I playing alongside.
Actually, the San Miguel team, more stories, and we'll be bringing them to you as we thank you so much again for tuning in to PBA Rush. NorthPort, Navarro wants more highlights, and Tolentino wants more assists.
How about our triple-double watch? Why don't we update them? How many points? I think it's just the rebounds, huh?
Yeah, well, Arvin has long gotten to the double-double of points and rebounds. We'll get the official count. Or check that. Points and assists is the double-double that he had from a while back. It's going to be a great start to the Philippine Cup for the NorthPort Batang Pier. Ferrer could not get one last shot in. 22-point win, 97-75.